sharp up there, young man. Good to see you.
Are you okay during the morning? I kind of come up in this area. Okay, good. Thank you.
Is that right? Okay, it was like, wow, it was long fast. 2 minutes.
And you know, I think when they turn every time I try to do it, it gets messed up. Power switches.
Just stay down there for an extra 15 minutes since the parking lot's full.
He can't sit by himself.
You can't?
Yeah,
Does he
we
need somebody
need
else?
him up here for the ceremony, so that's what I'm saying. Is, you know,
Zach,
we're like 2 minutes away.
would you mind staying down there and guiding people up?
Zach's on golf? Okay, cool.
Would you like this chair?
Right? No, I understand. I have a bad knee, so if I sit, it might just play if I stand. Go for an operation soon. So. Yeah, but after summer camp, hoping to hold off the camp. Those cortisone shots are beautiful. Oh my god. I said, I'll take the 2 weeks for your kid in February. 2 hours there, we're going to go to the answer. I was like, wow, this is.
Slow you down for a little while, but once it's all healed, it'll be great.
Yeah, that's what he said. Everyone says they should have done it sooner. Well, I don't know why they waited so long. voice I can project. I'm going to try to stay the same there. Just FYI. Okay? All right.
Otherwise, the ones watching can't hear us.
And did the photographer see you about photos where they can't photograph in the church?
Yes.
Okay.
All set there.
All right, sir. Showtime. No hacks and chairs. Come on in, guys. How are you? Have a seat. Are you ready to start? Good, Mason.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Please stand for the presentation of the nation's colors. Scout salute or hand over heart. Color guard, advance the colors. Please join in the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. 2. Oh, post the colors. Color guard, return to your seats. Please remain standing while Pastor Lisa McColgan delivers the invocation. Scouts, prepare for prayer.
God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as family, friends, leaders, and fellow scouts on this significant day in the life of Alexander Munn. Today is the celebration of a journey full of challenges, friendship, struggles, and some fun. Today we think of all the merit badges earned along the way, the oaths committed to, the character this young man developed, and the service to our community. He worked so hard to bring about little by little, month by month, and year by year. He was faithful, and we celebrate his faith, commitment, and hard work. So we ask for your blessing, O God, on Alexander, his family who supported and encouraged him, and his fellow scouts who helped him along the way. Bless the scout leaders, Troop 108, and all those who are here physically, streaming, or in spirit. Continue to walk with Alex as he takes these next steps in becoming the scout and person you desire him to be. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor McColgan. Would everyone please be seated? I would like to introduce Scott Voice, Eagle Scout, class of 1980, Troop 93, who will serve as today's Master of Ceremonies.
Good morning. Honored guests, family, friends, scouters, scouts, fellow Eagle Scouts, and dignitaries. On behalf of the Munn family, we'd like to welcome you to Alexander's Eagle Court of Honor. It is my pleasure today to be your Master of Ceremonies for this Court of Honor. But before we begin, a few administrative announcements. First off, please mute or vibrate your phones. Don't need to hear the jingle bells or whatever in the background is your call signal, so please make sure you mute that. We are live streaming, and we do have a photographer here today. In the event we have a fire, there are exits in the front and the back of the church. Please go around the back, meet up by the parking lot by the Scout Lodge so we can make sure everyone's out in case of an emergency. At today's conclusion of the ceremony, we do have a photographer here, and the Munn family has given me a list of order, priority of how we're going to do things. Basically, everyone from the troops stick by after the closing ceremonies. All the family members and friends stay here. Basically, everyone who's in this church right now is going to get their picture taken today with the Munn family in one way or another. So after we have the closing ceremonies, please don't depart, stick around, and we'll call you by order. And again, I just want to thank everybody for coming on behalf of Alex and his family. Scouters, and friends, family, esteemed guests, I would like to welcome you to today's Eagle Court of Honor for Alex Roy Munn. This is an occasion of pride and joy, as well as a time for serious reflection, as Eagle Scout is the highest award offered to Scouts. It is earned through advancement. It is earned through attending campouts, and only a small percentage of young men achieve this rank. The wearer of the Eagle Award is the epitome of Scouting's efforts and beliefs. Today we have the pleasure of celebrating Alex's achievements as he joins the company of fellow Eagle Scouts. We're going to deviate at this point from the normal ceremony. Alex made Eagle back in February, and our tradition of the troop is that once a Scout makes Eagle Scout, we present him with his Eagle Neckerchief. Unfortunately, Alex has a job. He couldn't make Wednesday nights, so I asked him last night, do you want to put this on before you come today, or you want us to present it to you here in church? And he said, I want you to present it here in church. So I would ask Anthony Rosado and Ken Hall to escort Alexander Munn front and center, please. Very good, guys. I would ask at this time Mr. Ed Howell and Mr. Thomas Triano to come front and center, please. As is tradition of our troop, we generally have the oldest Eagle Scout present remove the Eagle Scout candidate's neckerchief, and we have the most recent Eagle Scout present him with his Eagle neckerchief. So Mr. Gorman is not here today. He made Eagle Scout in 1964. I get to assume that duty as the oldest Scout in 1980. However, I'm going to delegate to Mr. Howe, as he's the next oldest Eagle Scout present in 2004. Mr. Howe, I will ask you to remove his neckerchief and his current slide, please. Thomas is our most recent Eagle Scout. I'm going to ask you to present Alex with his Eagle neckerchief. And normally at our lodge meeting, we'll say, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, well, I'm going to present you Alexander Munn, our troop's 96th Eagle Scout. Congratulations. Hold up. We want to see your smiling face. All right, so now we'll go back to the formal part of the ceremony. It's a reaffirmation of the candidate. At this time, I would ask Mr. Anthony Rosado to come forward to open our Court of Honor.
By the authority vested by me by National Council, Boy Scouts of America, I hereby declare this Eagle Scout Court of Honor open.
Thank you, Anthony. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Rosado to come forward, please, as our current Troop 108 Scoutmaster. And join Alex on the side, please. Alex, all along the trail of advancement, your Scoutmasters have given you advice and encouragement. Today, I'm calling upon Mr. Rosado, as the current Troop 108 Scoutmaster, to vouch for you. Mr. Rosado, before presenting your Eagle Scout his award, I'd like to have your assurance that Alexander has been faithful in serving his troop, giving leadership to its Scouts, and practicing the principles of Scout Oath, Scout Law, Scout Motto, Outdoor Code in his daily life. Based upon these qualifications, Mr. Rosado, is your Scout entitled to wear the Eagle Award?
Yes, sir, he is.
Eagle candidate Alexander Roy Munn, what promise did you take when you became a tenderfoot scout?
Scout officer.
Is there any reason today why you should not renew that promise?
There is not, sir.
Then I ask you, in front of all gathered here today, to recite the scout oath and give the scout sign as you rededicate yourself to the scout principles.
On my honor, I'll do my best to do my duty, to God and my country, to obey the scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself fiercely strong, mentally straight, and morally straight.
2, Mr. Rosado.
Scout Alexander Roy Munn, you have just recommitted yourself to the principles of the Scout Oath. You now have a new and more intense obligation to your church, community, and your troop. The knowledge you have gained in all areas of scouting will better enable you to be prepared for the future and its challenges. The Scout motto, "Be prepared," now takes on special meaning.
Thank you, Mr. Rosado. Now we will administer the Eagle Charge to Alexander. At this time, would Mr. Edward Howell, Eagle Scout Class of 2004, Troop 89, Warehouse Point, Vincent Crisatelli, Eagle Scout Class of 2007, Troop 108, Hazardville, and Jacob Michaelitz, Eagle Scout Class of 2013, Troop 108, Hazardville, come forward to administer the Eagle Charge to Alex.
The first and foremost responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of all character. He knows that a Scout is trustworthy is the very first point of the Scout law for a good reason. An Eagle Scout lives honorable, not only because honor is important to him, but because of the vital significance of the example he sets for other Scouts. Living honorable reflects credit on his home, his church, his troop, and his community. May the white of the Eagle Badge remind you to always live with honor.
The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. A Scout is true to his family, Scout leaders, friends, school, and nation. His loyalty to his troop and brother Scouts makes him pitch in and carry his share of the load. All of these helps build loyalty, which means devotion to community, to country, to one's own ideas, and to God. Let the blue of the Eagle Badge always inspire your loyalty.
The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which men and women measure themselves and others. To a Scout, bravery means not only the courage to face physical danger, but the determination to stand up for what is right. Trusting in God, with faith in his fellow man, he looks forward to each day, seeking his share of the world's work to do. Let the red of the Eagle Badge remind you of courage.
The fourth obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be cheerful. To remind the Eagle Scout to always wear a smile. The red, the white, and the blue ribbon is attached to the scroll of the Second Class Scout Award, which has its ends turned up into a smile.
The final responsibility of an Eagle Scout is service. The Eagle Scout extends a helping hand to those who still toil at Scouting's trail as others helped him climb to Eagle. The performance of the daily good turn takes on new meaning when he enters adult life, continuing service to others. The Eagle stands as protector of the weak and helpless. He aids and comforts the unfortunate and the oppressed. He upholds the rights of others while defending his own. He will always be prepared to put forth his best.
Alexander, you deserve much credit for having achieved Scouting's highest award, but wear your award with humility, ever mindful that the Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. May the Scout oath and law be your guide for tomorrow and onward.
All right, thank you, Ed, Jacob, and Vinny. I would now ask Mr. Edward Howe, Eagle Scout Class of 2004, Troop 89, Warehouse Point, to deliver the Eagle Challenge to Alexander.
Alexander, you conducted along the trail to Eagle has been excellent. You have rededicated yourself to the principles of scouting, but one more thing is important, your future. As an Eagle Scout, you become a guide to other scouts of lower rank. You become an example in your community, and remember that your actions are now a little more conspicuous and people will expect more of you. To falter in your responsibility would not reflect upon you, but your fellow Eagles and scouting. The torch you carry is not only yours, but it is ours also. Alexander, I challenge you to enter the Scout Brotherhood, holding ever before you, without reservation, the ideals of honor and service. By the reputation of the Eagle Scout promise before you, your fellow members, you will become an Eagle Scout. Though the words you use are similar to those in which you have joined scouting, they will mean more now than you could have ever meant in the past. When you pledge yourself of your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout with the words which close the Declaration of Independence. Will the following Eagle Scouts who are present today please stand? Scott Voice, Eagle Scout Class 1980, Troop 83, Hazardville, Connecticut. A.J. Sansos, Eagle Scout Class of 2002, Troop 126, Manchester, Connecticut. Edward Howell, Eagle Scout Class of 2004, Troop 89, Warehouse Point, Connecticut. Vincent Gristelli, Eagle Scout Class of 2007, Troop 108, Hazardville, Connecticut. Jacob Michaelowitz, Eagle Scout Class of 2013, Troop 108, Hazardville, Connecticut. Chad Fortune, Eagle Scout Class 2014, Troop 108, Hazardville, Connecticut. Max Dumont, Eagle Scout Class of 2020, Troop 108, Hazardville, Connecticut. Anthony Rosado, Eagle Scout Class 2021, Troop 108, Hazardville, Connecticut. LaShawn Robinson, Eagle Scout Class of 2022, Troop 108, Hazardville, Connecticut. And Thomas Triano, Eagle Scout Class of 2024, Troop 108, Hazardville, Connecticut. I ask that if there's any other Eagle Scouts present for this proceedings today, please stand and join Alexander as I administer the Eagle Scout Challenge. Eagle Scouts, please give the signs up and repeat after me. I, repeat your name, reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoroughly recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of the Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example of my rank, and my influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop and in my community and in my contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor. 2. By the authority invested in me by the National Court of Honor of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my pleasure to announce you, Alexander Roy Munn, an Eagle Scout. May the oath that you have taken remain engraved in your heart forever. Thank you. Eagle Scouts, please be seated, except Alexander. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Howell. At this time, I'd like to ask Troop 108's current Scoutmaster, Mr. Jerry Rosato, to come forward as we present Alex with his Eagle Award. Honor Guards, please escort Mr. and Mrs. Munn to the center of the stage. Turn around. We want to see you. Photographer's want to take a picture of your back. There you go. By the virtue and authority vested in me by the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America, I hereby award the rank of Eagle Scout to Alexander Roy Munn. Mrs. Munn, would you please pin Alex with his Eagle Award? I will give it to the Scoutmaster first. Please join me in congratulating Alexander Roy Munn, Troop 108's 96th Eagle Scout. Alex, your mother has undoubtedly been a primary source of help in your Scout work. She will help you carry the standards of your award to the highest peak of attainment, since the very best is expected of an Eagle Scout. Character, conduct, achievement, and leadership abilities are all these type of characteristics. As a symbol of what your mother's made possible, this court now asks Alexander to present his mother with her Eagle pin. Eagle Scout, it is now customary to give your mother an eagle kiss. Very nice, very nice. Can I get a couple 8x10s of that too, please? Perfect. Perfect. Alex, your father has undoubtedly been a primary source of help in your Scout work. He will also help you carry the standards of your award to the highest peaks of attainment and achievement, since they are very best as expected of an Eagle Scout in conduct, character, achievement, and leadership ability. As a symbol of what your father has done for you, this court now asks Alexander to present his father with a miniature eagle pin. Alex, it is also customary to give your father an eagle handshake. Honor Guard, please escort Mr. and Mrs. Munn back to their seats. How you doing? Good? Okay. Alexander, there are a few letters and proclamations here today and a few folks who would like to recognize your achievement. First, I'm going to call up Deputy Mayor of Town of Enfield, Marie Pisner, with a proclamation from the Town Council. Deputy Mayor.
Good morning. On behalf of Ken Nelson Jr., our mayor, he could not be here today, so I extend his apologies, but I was more than happy to step in for him. Before I read this, I personally want to congratulate you, Alex, on this great achievement and your dedication to your community. A proclamation honoring Eagle Scout Alexander Munn, Troop 108. Whereas Alexander has progressed through the various levels of scouting to the status of Eagle Scout and has put forth a conscientious effort in earning 27 merit badges. And whereas Alexander has enjoyed 51 nights of camping and hiked 9 miles. And whereas Alexander has completed 50.5 hours of community service. And whereas Alexander has demonstrated leadership and his commitment to service by painting the kitchen in the lower banquet of the American Legion Post 80. Alexander and volunteers moved appliances, prepped walls, taped the cabinets before painting the kitchen. Now, therefore, myself, Marie Pisner, in honor of Mayor Ken Nelson Jr., the Town of Enfield and the entire Town Council, Town Administration, and the entire community, do hereby extend our congratulations to Alexander in recognition of attaining Scouting's highest and most distinguished honor, the rank of Eagle Scout. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. And this is yours, my friend.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. At this time, I'd like to call forward Max Dumont to read a proclamation from Senator John Kissel, State Representative Tom Arnone, and State Representative Carol Hall.
Be it hereby known to all that the Connecticut General Assembly offers its sincerest congratulations to Alexander Munn in recognition of reaching the rank of Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts of America. We have a great deal of respect for the BSA and fully realize the dedication, commitment, and hard work that are required to become an Eagle Scout. It is an honor of which you should be very proud. You have set a fine example for other Scouts to follow and have become a role model for young men throughout your community. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued success.
Max, Campcraft for New Frontier. All right. This time, I'd like to call up Mr. Ed Howell to read a proclamation from Senator Christopher Murphy.
Dear Alexander, it is with great pleasure I congratulate you upon achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. This accomplishment requires an outstanding demonstration of leadership, perseverance, and commitment to serving others, following the tradition of generations of Eagle Scouts before you. I commend you on the completion of your training and on the development and implementation of a service project that will be profound impact on your community. I have no doubt that you will continue to excel as you enter the new phase of your life. You serve as an exceptional example of capabilities of young people throughout the country and the state of Connecticut. I am proud to represent you in the U.S. Senate. Congratulations again, and I wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors. Sincerely, Christopher S. Murphy, United States Senate.
I'd I'd like to now call Chad Fortune front and center to read a proclamation from Congressman Joseph Courtney.
Dear Alexander, congratulations on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, the highest rank in scouting. This accomplishment is a tribute to your hard work and perseverance. Only a small percentage of scouts ever achieve the rank of Eagle. The skills that you have gained in the Boy Scouts will serve you well throughout your lifetime and have taught you the importance of contributing to your community and nation. As your scouting motto proclaims, be prepared, you are now prepared for many of life's challenges, both personal and professional. You have joined an elite group of Americans who have gone forth to the contributing members of society in government, business, and many other areas. Remember to use your scouting experience to set a positive example for others and to lead by that example. You are fully deserving of this honor and have a great deal for which to be proud. Congratulations on a job well done. Sincerely, Joe Courtney, Member of Congress.
Thank you, Chad. This time I'd like to call LaShawn Robinson forward to read a proclamation from Senator Richard Blumenthal.
Dear Alexander, I'm writing to congratulate you on earning the rank of Eagle Scout, an honor only a very small percentage of all Scouts achieve. It is truly an accomplishment of which you, your family, and your fellow Scouts should be proud. From your days as a tenderfoot learning your knots to earning your first required merit badge, you have displayed the dedication and leadership needed to work the way up the ladder in the ways of scouting. Eagle Scouts, like yourself, provide a great service to our country and have also become strong leaders in our society. Countless successful Americans, including astronaut Neil Armstrong and former President Gerald Ford, were Eagle Scouts themselves. I believe your service project, a pure testament of your strong character and commitment to civic engagement, is the most important accomplishment along your path to becoming an Eagle Scout. The Scouts' BSA motto is, be prepared. And as an Eagle Scout, you have prepared yourself with the necessary skills to serve your nation with honor and distinction, now and into the future. On this special occasion, please accept my warmest wishes. You have an extraordinary, bright future ahead of you. Please pass along my sincerest congratulations as well to your Scoutmaster and your family. Sincerely, Richard Blumenthal, United States Senate.
Hey, Alex, I got a trivia question for you. If you guys know the answers, don't blurt it out, but who's the only president to make Eagle Scout?
Gerald Ford.
And what other unique feature does Gerald Ford have? Unique fact.
He's named after the car brand.
No, but Gerald Ford was the only president so far to make Eagle Scout. He was also the only president who was not elected to office. He became the president after resignation of the vice president at the time, and then our president resigned, and he became the president. So he's the only president to make Eagle, and he's also the only president who was not elected to office. And that's an Eagle Scout question, board question. So guys, I'll give you a little hint. All right, this time I'd like to call forward Troop 108's current committee chair, Mr. Benjamin Paradis, to read a letter from the Connecticut Rivers Council.
On behalf of the Scouts and leaders of the Connecticut Rivers Council, Boy Scouts of America, please accept our warmest congratulations on your attainment of the Eagle Scout Award. As a recipient of the Eagle Award, you can take justifiable pride in earning Scouting's highest honor. Your achievement is a credit to you, your family, and the many people who have assisted you. You now join the most select group, all of whom cherish the Eagle Award. The highest ethical standard and leadership skills which you have demonstrated are reflective of support you have received from your family and Scouting volunteer leaders. Over the years, others will look up to you with the highest esteem. The old saying, once an Eagle Scout, always an Eagle Scout, will become an indelible part of your life, for you symbolize the finest of American youth. Sincerely, Shannon Smith, Chair, Robert Sanford, Council Commissioner, Mark Schweitzer, Scout Executive CEO. In addition, we have a certificate as well, which reads, the Boy Scouts of America is proud to award the rank of Eagle Scout to Alexander Roy Munn, Troop 108, Enfield, Connecticut, in recognition of successful completion of all requirements for Scouting's highest rank. February 5th, 2024.
All right, the last award that I have today to present to Alex, on behalf of Mr. Gorman. You guys know there was a trophy shop in town called Awards and More. Richard Schaefer was the owner of it. They went out of business, and he had a bunch of these Eagle plaques left over, so he gave them to Mr. Gorman and said, I think you can find something good to do with these, correct? And he said, yeah, I certainly can. He handed me 10 boxes about a year and a half ago. I've handed out 6. Today I'm handing out number 7. So you guys up in line for life, you're competing now for those last 3. These are like almost $50 a piece with the engraving, and the troop doesn't buy them. So Mr. Gorman presented them to you guys as Eagle Scouts as you made it. So what I'd like to do is present this on behalf of Mr. Schaefer and Mr. Gorman. It reads Eagle Scout Alexander R. Munn, Troop 108, Haswell, Connecticut, February 5th, 2024. Congratulations. At this time, is there anybody in the audience who would like to make an award or make a speech? Anybody? Oh, come on up. Please introduce yourself and tell us how you know Alex.
My name is Nicole, and I know Alex through working at Camp Yagu. First and foremost, Alex, congratulations on your award and your achievement as Eagle Scout. Not only is becoming an Eagle Scout an honor, but it's also a responsibility. One that I am sure you will always strive to maintain throughout all the challenges you will face moving forward. I may not have known Alex as long as most of you have, as we only met during the summer of 22 when I worked back at Yagu for a few weeks. However, it doesn't take very long to understand what kind of a person Alex is. Alex is as equally hardworking as he is carefree. I am grateful for the opportunity to mentor Alex through his time at the kitchen and at camp, in addition to during the off seasons. As a scout, an employee, and as a friend, I know I can trust on Alex to follow through on what he says he will do and what needs to be done. His loyalty to those that he cares about is unmatched, and as I have personally seen in his attention to detail and desire for cleanliness, especially in the kitchens, is something I wish I could bottle up and distribute to every kitchen that I work in. I am honored to be invited to take part in celebrating his achievement in the rank of Eagle Scout, and I look forward to seeing him continue to grow into the well-rounded man he is meant to be. Congratulations again, Alex.
Thank you, Nicole. Is there anybody else today who would like to make a speech or an award to Alex? Nobody from Yagu? Stephen, come on. That's all right. It's up to you. You're a good man. Come on up, Stephen. Okay, if you guys don't know, this is the Sandy Beach Camp Director 2024, Stephen Renfrey, so get to know him well.
All right, so I've been working at camp for a couple of years, and Alex, came in the 2021 season, I think it was, and I just want to say I've seen him grow through the past couple of years I've been working there, and he has really matured into a different person from where he was. He started out in campcraft, and eventually he used to come and actually help me and my friend Lucian when I was working in the kitchen and the services department, and he'd come there every single day. He'd be so excited to help us, and he always had that. He'd always bring some kind of like aura with him, and he would always get everyone in the kitchen and the services staff, up. They'd be down in the dumps, and he'd get them all up and happy. And I'm sorry, I'm not very good at giving speeches, but it's been a great couple of years working with Alex, and I'm very proud that he's getting this award today. I'm sorry I was a little bit late. I'm just trying to get here as fast as I could. But I'm very glad I get to see the man you come today. I know you're going to do well, and I think this summer you're going to do even better. So congratulations.
Thanks, Stephen.
Stephen, I ask you, Lucian? Oh, you're looking at Max. All right. Is there anybody else who'd like to make a speech or an award today? Sir, please come forward. Please identify yourself and tell us how you know Alex.
I'm Alex's uncle, and Alex, we're just super proud of you today. And I've known Alex since he was a baby, and he's always had a lot of energy. And I'm super proud of my brother Mark and his wife Cheryl, just the amount of time and energy that you've also put into scouting, and you've been a real inspiration. You know, I just signed up my son Leo to become a scout, and you guys have been very inspiring for that. And I was most impressed with your fire building skills. I remember we had a party and I wanted a fire, but it was raining. And this guy kept the fire roaring all day long during a rain. And that was fantastic. So Leo and Rindy drew you a little card today, and we're just super proud of you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who'd like to make a speech or an award today? All right, seeing none. Mr. Rosado, you and I are going to take a seat, and Alex, this is your time now. I want to hear from you. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and honor to present to you Alexander Roy Munn, Eagle Scout, Troop 108, number 96.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank everyone who came out to celebrate this huge accomplishment in my life, and everyone who's been here along the way, coming to my Eagle Project, supporting me for fundraisers, just everything along the lines of that. So to start off my speech, if you were to die today, what would you have accomplished in your life? It's something as I always ask myself, what are some of the biggest accomplishments I've made in my life? What were some of the happiest times of my life? What were some of the worst? Do these moments even matter? If I were to die today, would I even remember everything that had happened in my life? Sometimes these questions are more of a coping mechanism for the mind, always giving a hope there is something of meaning to what life really is. Not a single being on this planet really knows what their real purpose is. You may think you have found your purpose, but have you really? I believe each person you encounter in your life has some sense of meaning to you, whether it be a learning moment or a good experience. A stranger saying, "How are you?" on a walk, to try and convey they see you, or even a parent or a loved one saying, "I love you." These are all words and actions that shape you to who you are. A known drug addict passing away to scare you about the true reality that is life. All these moments have shaped you to be who you are and what has given you that purpose in life, whether you be a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar corporation to a homeless man who feels as though the systems in life that has been dealt to him have been unfair. But does it matter? People who are abused as children may have great lives or bad ones. This is fate. These interactions may make you a strong person or a weak one. All that matters is your purpose in life. On October 12, 2023, I felt as though my purpose was not going to be met. That night, I felt as though the systems and way had been brought up were unfair and confusing. I didn't know if my purpose was going to be met or should have been met. But why was that? Was it because my mother yelled at me too much or punished me for reasons I feel as though were unjust? Or maybe seeing my father's past that he has yet to come to terms with and kill? Or maybe my friends who turned their back on me on a single day? Or maybe the girl I loved so much that it hurt to see her turn her back on me as well? That night is something I will remember for the rest of my life. I blame no one but myself. I felt as though my purpose was squashed due to the actions of myself and others. That night, I texted two people who I could tell had overcome challenges in their life and had grown as people. One responded and continued to be a great resource towards me, trying to reason me that my purpose was still needed and to be met, and my story must go on. On October 13th, 2023, I decided I should go on a vacation. I spent a few weeks in vacation where I met someone who could tell I meant purpose and valued purpose. They were a great resource and taught me basically there are frequencies in each person. I interpret this as one's wants and needs. Someone who has a high frequency has most likely had a positive outcomes in their life. They want to be the best for themselves and usually have better lives, better mental health, and have better relationships. Someone with a lower frequency usually has had the opposite. At that moment in life, I felt as though I had a low frequency, but doing some thinking, I quickly realized I didn't have it that bad. After that vacation, I found out that I had bipolar, just like my father. I was raised in a pretty good home, didn't have to worry about what we were going to eat for dinner, had a place to sleep, shower, and most of all, I had a supportive home. Sure, not everything was perfect, but really, what is perfection? Most humans had hardwired their brain to focus on negative situations that have happened in their life. In a small amount, don't know how to process the negative situations that have brought upon themselves. I may be, in fact, one of them. I'm not sure, but I do get pretty down on myself when things don't go in the way that I intended. I figured out I am a goal-oriented person. Having a goal-oriented mind is a blessing and a curse. You usually have pretty ambiguous goals, and sometimes they come into fruition, and when they don't, you give up. In the year 2022, I lost over 50 pounds. It was a pretty big goal for me. I was happy and proud. Being heavy as hell, you feel weighed down and sluggish, don't even want to get up and move, and you get more down on yourself because you weren't the cream of the crop in your class. But over time, the weight stopped coming off, and I was stuck back to my old ways, and I gained about 20 of it back. Why? Well, it's because I set too high of a goal for myself. I wanted to lose about 80 pounds in total. I wanted to be about 160 and have a healthy BMI. I didn't get that goal quickly, so I just threw everything away and stopped trying. Sure, I was happy, but I wasn't at where I was before, but I was in no way satisfied. I looked at myself as a failure and realized I wasn't going to reach my goal by the end of the summer, so I stopped. In that moment, I really wished I kept going. I could have been at somewhere I've always wanted to be. But there are going to be many times in my story where I try again, and I hope I grow enough to where I realize I can keep going no matter the time until the goal is reached. Is goal-oriented be part of my bipolar? I sometimes wonder. Recently, I started working at a kitchen where I fell even more in love with the art of cooking. Cooking feels like my purpose, but at the same time, it doesn't. I feel pressure to do something with more meaning to society. The view on cooks in society is weird. Humans eat more than 3 times a day, and everyone must eat. While something as a football player is just a bunch of people who provide entertainment, something a human doesn't truly need. I had a goal of becoming the general manager of the establishment by the time I graduate high school. Clearly, that has not happened and probably won't, so I stopped trying hard and basically give up on the dream. I always brought it up to my boss how I really wanted the promotion and always tried my hardest to show I was really ready. I brought this up to my mentor, and she said I truly was not ready. I came to terms with it and realized I wasn't ready and conveyed to my boss I wouldn't be upset if I didn't get the promotion. It still hurt knowing I wouldn't get the promotion and that pathway to becoming something I wanted to be. But it was a truly great learning moment for me, knowing my mind is slowly growing and teach me to stop focusing on these ambitious goals and take it slower. It's hard to believe I'm 18. Sometimes I feel like I'm 30. But on the same point, I first got introduced to the kitchen environment from Yahoo itself. The summer of 2021 was one of the best summers of my life. My first year working at Yahoo, in the first few weeks, my ethic was very subpar. I had low ambition, didn't really care to work. I worked at a part of camp named Campcraft. There was a special part of the department called the Tower. The Tower was a project that the Campcraft staff would do. They used huge logs to build a fort, aka the Tower. Everyone had low ambition to build it, except me. I was the tower director. I was always working on it anytime I could. I have no clue why that tower meant a lot to me. It was the key point in Campcraft. I worked day and night, focusing on it 24/7. I would always call myself the tower director. This birthed my work ethic to always being great. Something and pushed to the max potential I could have. At the end of the summer, I was deemed the tower director, and on my name's badge, it says that. It's something I will never forget, even though I hate Campcraft. But something else caught my eyes that summer, the kitchen. The kitchen at Yahoo blasts music 24/7. You're always having a good time. It was somewhere where you could be working hard and you just could be yourself. I begged my camp director to put me in the kitchen day and night. If he was here, he could tell you the details. I remember being invited to the kitchen on my days off until I was banned due to not having days off in weeks. This is what made me love the kitchen atmosphere. In the summer of 2022, I worked as a kitchen staffman. I would wear a Taco Bell shirt and I was deemed as Taco Bell Kid. I sucked in the kitchen, like literally sucked. It didn't really help me that my manager was a complete dick and would basically verbally abuse me and the other staffmen. After weeks, I started excelling in the kitchen. I sort of became the unofficial assistant kitchen manager. I felt as though the other staff looked at me as a leader. I guided my fellow coworkers during such a stressful environment. I was not the best leader, though. I would let anger get the best of me and lash out at my fellow coworkers. It was a great learning experience. And the summer of 2023 was one of the best summers as well. I mean, I was bald, for Christ's sakes. I shaved my head with a bunch of friends just for a bit, taking committing to the bed to a whole new level. Another thing was that I was the kitchen manager at just 17 years old. Quite the accomplishment, and I'm very proud of it. I made my famous design for the beach kitchen, and I considered it a logo for myself. I feel as though the logo represents who I am and the work I do. It's been a symbol for me in my life ever since. As you may see in the crowd, a few people are wearing it. To get to the point, I feel as though I was not a good manager. Sure, I did a good job, but I was not ready for the huge responsibility and often lashed out at my staffmen. I feel terrible for the way I treated them, and I would like to apologize again for my actions. I tried my best to be an aspiring leader. I hope this summer I can reclaim myself to be someone looked up to like in previous seasons. All these experiences have really shaped who I am and how far I've grown. These add purpose to my story. I hope my experiences really show who I am and how far I've truly grown. So coming back to the reason of purpose, I fully believe I have not found my purpose and never will. The only way I've found my purpose is on the day I die. Maybe when I die there is a God, maybe not a single person knows. Be different. Never let someone else's purpose bring you down from finding your purpose. Live life with no fear. Being scared constantly shadows your true purpose in this world. Each human is part of a huge puzzle. Like I said earlier in this speech, coming down to a random stranger greeting you on the side of the road, I hope my story understands more of who I am and who I'm going to be. On an ending note, my reason to keep pushing is to find my purpose and become the person I truly am supposed to be. I may not be perfect, but at least I know I've tried and will keep doing that until the day I die. No one truly knows when they will die or how they will die, but that comes down to your purpose, as well as all your actions have lived with you until your final breath. Find your purpose and keep on going until the end. Never give up and make your dreams come true. This is my story. What is yours? Can I please have Nicole Troxwell and Mr. Voice please come front and center? Right here, I have my mentor pins. I have two, and I'd like to start off with Mr. Voice first. Ever since I joined the troop, Mr. Voice has been there. He's the Mr. Army man, He's been in the military. He's always very on point. He's helped me get through everything, becoming Eagle, where I am now, giving me lots of advice, how to learn and grow. I remember one time he saw my mom, I think, in Stop and Shop, and my mom told him how much of a pain I've been to her recently. And I was like, oh, that's great. I'd like to know that my Scoutmaster knows that I'm actually a total dick at home. But anyways, I'd like to thank Mr. Voice for everything he's done. And, yeah, that's it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Stephen, I want to let you know as a camp director at Sandy Beach, he owes me a tray of Bake Shop in my Scouts, so FYI.
And then my second mentor, Nicole. So in 2022, I go in the kitchen, and I'm like, who's this lady? So I find out she's this, executive sous chef, she's like the chef, the yes chef, type of person. And, being me as Taco Bell kid, I just knew how to put bags of frozen meat into a boiling pot. So it was a very different environment. I quickly learned, how to grow in the kitchen, all the basics. She's taught me a lot on how to, hold myself, even in the kitchen. Last year in 2023, being the kitchen manager, Nicole was by my side a lot, teaching me how to, be a good manager, what to do, how to run a kitchen. And it really helped me out. The summer of 2023, I made sure my kitchen was pristine, tried to. Always tried to hold myself up to that high standard I always want to be at. Nicole has also been helping me throughout the off season, mentor me and guide me through life. Whenever I have an issue, I always call up Nicole and be like, what do I do? And she gives me an answer. Sometimes she scolds me, but I like to think that as helping me out. Like my mom away from home. But yeah, Nicole has always been there for me, and I really appreciate everything she's done. So my second mentor pin goes to Nicole. So I'd like to hand this off to Mr. Voice.
Thank you, Alexander. Mr. Anthony Rosado, would you please come forward and close out this Eagle Court of Honor ceremony?
I hereby declare this National Court of Honor closed.
Thank you, Anthony. On behalf of Alexander and his family today, we want to thank everyone for attending today's ceremony. I'd like to invite everyone to join us in the fellowship hall down the hallway here for lunch as soon as we're done with the photos, and we close out the ceremony. Just a reminder, we're going to be taking pictures after this, so as soon as the colors depart, I'd like everyone to take a seat. We'll call you up by whatever grouping you've been assigned to by Mrs. Munn, take our photos, and then we can head off to lunch. Senior Patrol Leader Jack Treon, take charge.
Scouts, please rise and prepare to recite the Scout Law. Scout sign. The Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2. Would everyone please rise? Would Pastor Lisa McColgan come forward to deliver the closing benedict?
Please be in a spirit of prayer. As we come before God in reverence, we acknowledge an Eagle's Court of Honor marks the end of one journey and the commitment to another, a commitment to better scouting where all may participate, a commitment to better citizenship, and a commitment to be an example of leadership to all. Almighty God, bless all of Alexander Munn's future endeavors. Walk with him wherever where life takes him, and give him your strength, compassion, wisdom, and love. And may all of us gathered here be committed to scouting ideals which instruct us to lead better lives. May we, like Alex, always follow our own trails, discovering who we are by striving into the unknown. May God be with us all until we meet again. Amen.
Scouts, families, and honored guests, as the national colors are retired, please remain standing and wait for the official party to depart. Alexander and his family will be at the church right after pictures. Color guard to your post. Scout salute or hand over heart. Color guard, retire colors. Two. That's it.
All right, please take your seats. Mrs. Bonnie, you ready to take some pictures? Yes. Okay, let me get my list up here. All right, the first picture is Alex alone. Alex Munn. Yay.